You've seen it on Reddit, you've seen it in my previous videos. It's time for a full tour of my wand collection. I've collected a lot of wands over the years, mostly from the Noble collection. I think it's the best quality wand that you can get, as I said in my video about wand quality. The Noble collection offers groups of wands along with a decorative piece like a plaque or a stand, so I try to get most of my collections from those because the per wand pricing is a lot lower than just getting individual wands. However, if something stands out to me, I tend to get the wand itself. So here are all of the wands that I have with their personal history to me, and I also brought along the wand collection book so that we can learn a little bit more about the wands themselves. If you don't want to know the stories behind all of the wands that I have, just pause the video here and you can get a list of all the wands that I have. So let's get started. Let's start with the Marauders Map collection. This is a collection from the Noble collection. I'm saying the word collection a lot. This is a set of wands that you can get together. It comes with Remus Lupin, Peter Pettigrew, James Potter, and Sirius Black. They all sit on this lovely clay plaque that looks like the Marauders Map opening up with the 4 wands on pins sticking out of it. I chose to display the wands in the same order that they appear when you open the Marauders Map itself. So Moody, Wormtail, Padfoot, and Prongs. This is also the only way that you can get Peter Pettigrew's wand as a replica from the Noble collection. Apparently, Peter Pettigrew's character wasn't popular enough for them to sell his wand on its own. So the first one that we have is Remus Lupin. I really like the design of this wand. It's a nice, sleek design from here onwards, but it has a very weighty handle on the end here. According to the wand collection, in learning to fight like a wizard, the actor spoke of his experience as trying to make the wand feel like an AK-47. The wand he uses on screen is carved out of olive wood with a ballad moon-like handle that gently twists into a straight baton point. So I believe they're trying to get a sort of moon shape here, but like I said, it keeps the weight inside your hand, so you really have control over the wand as you're moving it. So that is Remus Lupin's wand. The next one we have is Peter Pettigrew. This is probably one of the more controversial wands from the Noble collection. If you look up Peter Pettigrew's wand on Harry Potter's wiki, you'll actually see a completely different wand that's lighter brown and has less of a defined snake carving and more of just a general twist. The original casting for Peter Pettigrew's wand was carved from a piece of ebony wood, says prop modeler Pierre Bohana. So my hypothesis, and I'm not sure if it's confirmed, is that this is a wand that Peter Pettigrew used after he went to find Voldemort to resurrect him. I don't think this is the one that he used in school, and I think the twisty brown one that you see online is one that he used earlier, because having a snake on his wand is just too Death Eater-y, but also he was without a wand for 12 years, so he would have needed to get a new wand, and if he's going to be a Death Eater, when he gets his new wand, may as well go full snake and get this one. The next one that we have is James Potter's wand. I've talked about this one in a previous video. It's a very simple design with spider webs going across it. I'm not sure why they decided to use spider webs. Not too much to talk about, and it came with the Marauders set. The final one, and my favorite one from the Marauder set, has to be Sirius Black's. It has a very cool swirly design on the top half and then runes on the bottom. And I'll put the runes on screen so that you can see them in more detail. From what I've read, this is a design... Oh, hold on, it's in the book. The runic symbols along the flattened ends complement the tattoos that ink his body. So I'm assuming they're prison tattoos on his body. So I'm wondering if these were carved into the wand while he was in Azkaban. What I've read online about the difference in one side of the runes is that it was a safety measure. So when Sirius is using his wand, he would place a certain finger on the changed rune, and that is the only way that the magic would work. And that was in place so that when he was in his dog form, or when he was in Azkaban, he'd have to leave his wand somewhere. And with this safety measure, no one else would be able to use his wand because they wouldn't have their hand in the right position to use it. That's what I've read. I'm not sure how true it is, and I haven't seen, at least in the films, that Sirius holds his wand a certain way. So it's an interesting theory, but I'm not sure if it's true. So that is the Marauders map collection. We have Remus Lupin, Sirius Black, James Potter, and Peter Pettigrew. Let's move on. After the Marauders map collection, let's move on to the Death Eater collection. This one has a few more controversial ones in it, so let's go ahead and get started. Now, on the display, I put the wands in the same order that they are on the picture on the box. I'm not sure why they put it in that order. The hooks vary in width, so some wands balance better on some levels than others. It's a little bit weird the way that they have it laid out, because on Noble Collection, most of these wands are labeled just as generic Death Eater. But we'll see that that's not as straightforward as you might think. First, let's take a look at Lord Voldemort's wand. This is supposed to be a yew wood with a phoenix tail feather core, but it quite obviously looks like a bone. Voldemort's wand was supposed to be designed by Garrick Ollivander using a tail feather from the same phoenix as Harry's wand. So I don't know what was going through Ollivander's head when he decided to make the wand look like this. Obviously, it was going to be used for evil. One of the interesting things is it's very similar in design, sort of the opposite design from Harry's wand. So we can see that they both have the same general shape in the handle, where it's skinny in the middle and wide at the top and bottoms, and then tapering into the shaft of the wand. So it's a cool artistic design looking at the twin wands of Voldemort and Harry. Voldemort's wand is perhaps the most menacing created for the films. It appears to be carved from a single, perhaps human bone, with a honeycombed midsection and polished tip. The crook of the knuckle joint offers Voldemort the perfect place to hook his finger as he delicately balances the wand above his head. I don't know how, but hook it against his finger. Maybe if he wants to hold it like that. So the design of a bone is very, very intentional. I don't think they paid much attention to the fact that wands are made out of wood, but you can see that the bone design sort of carries on past the handle when you look at sort of a more porous bone marrow style. So that is Lord Wand. Next, let's talk about a controversial one, and that is Alecto Carrow's wand, maybe. So at the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, this wand is designated as a generic Death Eater wand. And on Noble Collection, it is also designated as a generic Death Eater wand. But in the wand collection, this wand belongs to none other than Alecto Carrow. Now, I talked briefly about Alecto Carrow's wand in a previous video when I compared it to Arthur Weasley's wand. This one, and then one that the Noble Collection lists as Alecto Carrow's wand, because it has the same swirly pattern on the handle, just in different colors. It's a very distinctive wand. It looks like chocolate. I want to eat it. According to the Film Vault, so according to Warner Brothers, I guess, this is Alecto Carrow's wand, and it's supposed to be a toothless skull on a spinal cord, according to the description. But like I said, for Noble Collection, this is just a generic Death Eater's wand. The confusion also arises in the book itself, because on the generic Death Eater's page, you see that wand, and another one that I'm going to talk about, but you also see Voldemort's wand. So that might be why it's listed as a Death Eater wand, even though Alecto Carrow has a different wand listed. So that is Alecto Carrow's maybe wand. Let's move on to her brother, Amicus Carroll. These Death Eater wands really hit the nail on the head with looking menacing and skeletons and bonies. You can definitely tell that they are the bad guys.
They've got skulls on them. Are we the baddies?
The book says Amicus Carroll's long, elaborate wand features a serpentine shape carved with scales. Its handle curves into the face of a snake at its base, and the handle features an ivory white skeleton. So it is a snake and a skeleton, just in case you didn't think that Amicus Carroll was an evil person. Then we have two more wands that are listed as generic Death Eater wands, both by the Noble Collection and by Universal Wizarding World of Harry Potter. They both look extremely uncomfortable to hold. This has a thin, swirling snake. I believe this wand is meant to resemble the Dark Mark because it has a snake coming out of the mouth of a skull. And this one simply just has thorns all the way across and a very small handle to hold. And they are part of the Dark Wizards collection from the Noble Collection. Now let's move on to the Dumbledore's Army collection of wands. These are the first few signatures on the Dumbledore's Army parchment, and it comes with a wall-mounted stand that looks like the parchment, and it has the signatures of a few main characters. I display the wands with the wand next to the signature, because that just makes sense. Until I got this collection, I didn't have a Harry Potter or Hermione Granger or Ron Weasley wand, because once I started collecting wands, I decided very early on to get the collections to save on cost. And so even though they're very important to have in your collection, Harry, Ron, and Hermione didn't make it into my collection until very, very recently. So let's start with Harry Potter's wand. This is obviously different from the one that he has in Sorcerer's Stone. Like I said, it resembles Voldemort's wand a little bit in its design, but it's a very organic looking wand. Let's see what the book says about Harry's wand. In Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, director Alfonso Cuarón offered the actors an opportunity to upgrade their wands. Actor Daniel Radcliffe chose a new wand prop with a handle retaining its outer bark, suggesting that it had been whittled from a single root or branch. So Harry got this wand for Prisoner of Azkaban when director Alfonso Cuarón offered the actors to upgrade their wands. The one that he got in Sorcerer's Stone was very generic looking, but I like that this is organic. It's not too comfortable to hold because it has the knots and burrs sticking out, but it's a very interesting design. One of the, I don't want to call it a controversy, one of the ideas in the wand community is that Ollivander has very manufactured looking wands, whereas Grigorovich has very organic and natural looking wands. Harry's wand, just on appearance, would be an Ollivander's wand from the middle onwards towards the tip, but it would definitely be a Grigorovich wand from the middle down to the handle. It's very natural, very rugged looking, not something that you typically see from an Ollivander's wand. Also from Prisoner of Azkaban, because, well, instead of upgrading, Ron's wand broke, and so his parents had to get him a new one, is Ron Weasley's wand. This is another very organic looking wand, just like Harry's, organic on one end, machined on the other end. You can't really see it, but this has more facets to it. This is more like Sirius's wand with the facets, with the flat edges on it. But it's a very organic wand. Again, not much to shake a stick at. I don't have any opinions on this, but this is Ron Weasley's third wand, and it's part of the Dumbledore's Army collection. Next, we have Hermione Granger's wand. This is a very classic design. It's vines wrapped around a, surprisingly, vine wood wand. It's meant to replicate an older British carving style of getting sort of the florals carved into wood. It's very sophisticated, it's very fancy. I like it a whole bunch, and I think that it really speaks to Hermione's character, that it's elegant, but it's also, it has that historical aspect to it because it's the historical design. And it's also very matter of fact because her wand is made out of vine and it's covered in vines. Next, we have Neville Longbottom's second wand. The first one that he used was actually his father's wand.
How's Mum and Dad?
Better now they're about to be avenged.
A lot of people think that that's why his magic didn't really take until he got his new wand in Order of the Phoenix. So this is his new wand, and you can tell because it has this big black section with the swirls on it, whereas his other wand was a little bit more plain. Next, we have my absolute favorite wand, Ginny Weasley. Like I said in all my other videos, Ginny Weasley is not my favorite character, but she does have the best designed wand. I love this design aspect here. I love the swirls going all the way to the top. I love how simple and elegant it is. It is by far my favorite wand. And as you've seen in my previous video, I have way too many versions of Ginny Weasley's wand. This is the only one that I have on display because it's part of the Dumbledore's Army collection. The other ones I use for cosplays, just to have around the house or around the office. I have an interactive version as well. The last one in the Dumbledore's Army collection is another rare find. It is Luna Lovegood's first wand. Just like Hermione's, it has the vines carved into it, this time debossed instead of embossed, or rather burned in them, along with some leaves and acorns. This is a very nice wand. I like it a lot for its simplicity. It almost looks like a child drew it, which is just perfect for Luna. This is Luna's first wand, the one that you see more often in merchandise and in stores, and in the Geek Gear Wizardry box. Check out my other video, has the tulip handle. This wand, as far as I know, is only available in the Dumbledore's Army collection, and you can only get Luna's second wand on its own. So this is Luna's first wand. And that's it for the Dumbledore's Army collection. Let's move on. The Ollivander's wand case that you can see above me is very, very special to my wand collecting journey. A couple years ago, my brother got married to his lovely wife, and I was lucky enough to officiate the wedding. So I was the one filling out the paperwork and making sure that they actually got married. And I'm so happy and excited that I got to be there for that moment in my brother's life. A few weeks later, I got something in the mail. It was big and it was heavy, and it was a gift from my brother as a thank you for officiating his wedding. And it was this Ollivander's wand case. I have no idea where he got it or how he got the idea to get it for me. At the time, I only had 6 wands, and there were 10 pegs on the Ollivander's case. So if anything, that is what started off my collection. So thank you to my brother for this amazing gift. The real gift was just being, able to participate in your wedding. So it's a really nice case. My biggest issue with the case is trying to move it. By the time this video is published, I've moved twice since getting the case, and hopefully it's not broken. On the case itself, I display the wands. These are just wands that I thought that were cool, wands that I impulse bought, as well as the Crimes of Grindelwald collection. So the Crimes of Grindelwald collection does come with a wand stand that looks like the Deathly Hallows symbol. However, I found the same wands without the stand for a lot cheaper at Barnes & Noble's, so I picked that up and put them on this Ollivander stand instead of getting the full set with the Deathly Hallows stand. So the wands on this shelf are organized in rough chronological order by how old the wand is, not necessarily when they appear. It's in story chronological order. So the first one is, of course, the Elder Wand. This one came in the Crimes of Grindelwald set, although it is a very popular wand and you can get many variations of it, and you can get it in many places. This is from the Crimes of Grindelwald collection. I've talked about this in my previous video, so I'm not going to go too in depth. As you know, this one was created by Death for the Peverell brothers who conquered death by magically building a bridge. I'm sure you've heard the story a million times already. Albus Dumbledore's on-screen Elder Wand is crafted from English oak with wonderful outcroppings of nodules. If that's what you want to call these wonderful outcroppings of nodules. One of the most recognizable ones in all of Harry Potter. What I didn't know is that this white bit here is inlaid bone. What is it with wands and bones? So that is the Elder Wand, Albus Dumbledore's wand, although in the Crimes of Grindelwald collection, this would be considered Grindelwald's wand, because Albus's wand looks like this. So this is Albus Dumbledore's presumably first wand. This is one of the more intricate ones that I've seen. The handle is very small. I don't know how small Jude Law's hands are, but this is not the most comfortable to hold. But the detailing in the wood here is a bit insane. This is from the Noble collection. This is from the Crimes of Grindelwald collection. So I'm not sure if this is a quality thing or if it's intentional from the wand, but the inside of this carving here still has the raw wood. It's not as smooth as the outside, so you can tell that it's a one made out of wood. There's also runes going around the silver band here, which I will look up later. So I've looked up the runes on Dumbledore's wand. They are Elder Futhark runes that are spelled out like this, and it spells out, excuse my pronunciation, oh yeah. That word in runes is used nowadays as a prayer for good luck. Also, at the bottom of the wand, there is a giant D in Elder Futhark runes, D for Dumbledore. The next one that I have is another one of my favorites. This is again from the Crimes of Grindelwald collection. This is Nicolas Flamel's wand.
Nicolas Flamel.
It's another bone wand, but I really love the hook that it has. I don't think it serves a practical purpose, but it looks really cool. And I love the filigree right below the handle. It is very cool, very French, very old school, since Nicolas Flamel, by the time we see him, is very old. I forget how old he is.
You don't look a day over 375.
It really speaks to like a Renaissance or Bohemian, Victorian, whatever word I'm supposed to know because I'm an English major, French style here in the wand, but also harkens back to his history in alchemy by having the live animal parts, the bone here. Next we have Theseus Scamander. This is also from the Crimes of Grindelwald collection. It has a very nice tortoiseshell handle, and overall it's a plain, very sophisticated wand. Again, from the Crimes of Grindelwald collection. We have Lita Lestrange's wand. This is another one that I like a whole bunch. It has the silver filigree around a swirling handle. I actually got one of these for my sister as a gift while I'm moving, but it's a very, very nice wand. It's a very, very elegant wand, a very effeminate wand, and that's in the Crimes of Grindelwald collection. The next one that I have is from Crimes of Grindelwald, but it's not from the Crimes of Grindelwald collection. This is Abernathy's wand. Now, if you don't remember who Abernathy is, he flirted with Goldie. I'm talking about Queenie Goldstein. Out of all the weird names in Harry Potter, Queenie is the one that I cannot remember. I've had to look it up 4 separate times while editing this video. I'm gonna call her Goldie for the rest of the video, but I'm talking about Queenie Goldstein. He flirted with Goldie in Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, and she turned him down pretending to be sick, and so he got so angry that he helped Wizard Hitler escape from his flying prison carriage. So that's Abernathy. Not much of a character, but I love the design of the wand. I love the swirls that they have there. I love that it's thick enough that you can fit fingers inside, pushed around, and then the silver band as well. I love all the details of the wand. This is actually the first wand that I got from Crimes of Grindelwald just because I love the design so much. And the final wand from Crimes of Grindelwald, again, this is not from the collection, but I got it on its own, is Yusuf Kama's wand. And this is a very, very long wand. I don't know if you can tell in the video, but this is a very long wand and it's a hefty wand. Yusuf, if you don't remember, was Lita Lestrange's half-brother. I think he was from Ethiopia, but he came to France to hunt down the Lestranges and I guess kill them. It was a weird movie. But I got this just to have representation. I am African, my family is African, and this is the first sort of African wand that I liked, Kingsley Shacklebolt, who is presumably from Africa.
Dumbledore's got style.
Also has a wand, but his is ugly and I don't like it. But this is sophisticated. It kind of reminds me of Zanzibar a little bit, just from the design. That's Yusuf Kama's wand from Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald. The next one that I have is Severus Snape's wand. It's a very plain black wand with some designs on the handles. It's a very oriental design. I'm not sure how well it fits Snape's character, but it's a very, very cool design. Let's see what the book says. Snape's wand is spare, black, and confined, reflecting the way the character prefers to carry himself. An intricately carved design marks the handle of his wand, complementing the mysterious complexity of its master. But I think Snape would have been better off with a Draco Malfoy style wand, which I don't have in my collection, but it looks like this. Next we have Cedric Diggory's wand. This one I got completely on impulse. I was in Australia at the mall waiting for a friend, and I found my way into an EB Games. Why not? Let's get a wand. Depression spending, it's great. Cedric's wand has pizzas on them. I don't know what they are, but they look like pizzas, as well as some runes. I've tried looking it up, I'm not sure what the runes are. Cedric's wand is a black-tipped baton style, so I guess baton style is what they call just the plain wand. Baton style. Made from the same mold as Padma Patil's wand, but in a lighter color. I have a separate display for the Patil twins. I just randomly found on Instagram a South Asian artist that does like cartoony Disney princess style drawings, but for South Asian characters. Her handle is Unimation and she is amazing, go check her out. I got an illustration that she did of the Patil twins and I ordered it, I put it up on the wall and I put the wands on it. I was going to put Padma's wand and Parvati's wand, but I could only find Parvati's wand, which is this. It's a very nice wand. It looks like a fin or a wing swirling around the handle. And I thought to myself, I can't just have one wand because there's two of them. So I got two Parvati Patil wands. I hung them up like this so they look like they're mirror images, but really they're the same. Because I'm assuming that they're twins. In the movie they were put into the same house, so they would have similar or mirrored wands. So that just goes to show you that I haven't read this book before sitting down to make this video. Because it's saying that Cedric Diggory's wand is made from the same mold as Padma Patil's wand, but in a lighter color. Instead of this, Padma Patil's wand would have looked more like this. I'll try to find Padma Patil's wand. If I can't, I will just use Cedric Diggory's and I'll get a knockoff one that's the wrong color. You know, I thought my collection was going to be complete before I made this video, but I guess that's just not the case. So that's Cedric Diggory and two Parvati Patil wands. Moving on, we have Luna Lovegood's second and more popular wand. I don't know why I'm comparing them. They're completely different wands, but this is the one that you will see most often associated with Luna Lovegood, and it's available anywhere you can find wands. This one is only available in the Dumbledore's Army collection, and it's Luna's first wand. So Luna's second wand, it's very nice. These two wands I actually got two of. These ones that I have on display, this one is from the Crimes of Grindelwald collection, but this one I just got on its own. But I also got this for my brother and sister-in-law because they were having a Harry Potter themed birthday party, and I thought that these wands would fit their personalities. Let's see what the book has to say about Luna's wand. Doesn't say anything about this wand, but this is Luna's second and more popular wand. Finally, we have Lavender Brown's wand. Lavender Brown, famous for being played by 3 different actresses and making some substantial changes before she became a character with lines. This one I got from the Universal Studios promotion. Like I talked about in my previous video, they used to have replica wands that were different from the Noble Collection ones. They phased out the non-official replica wands, so all of their non-interactive wands are official Noble Collection replica wands. When they make a new character interactive wand, they get rid of the non-interactive ones. So aside from the most popular characters like Harry and Dumbledore and Hermione and Ron, most characters that they have interactive wands for, they do not have non-interactives for, which means that they have a lot of wands that they need to get rid of. This year, Universal Studios has been running a promotion where if you spend $175 in a single transaction, which is difficult because especially the Harry Potter stuff, everything is segregated to their own stores. It's difficult to spend $175 in a single transaction, but if you do, you get a free non-interactive wand valued at $49, and they're essentially just getting rid of their old wands. Lavender Brown's wand, I got it for free. So finally, I have my collections that aren't on the walls, the ones that you haven't seen before this video. Opposite of this wall next to the door, I have my MACUSA collection. These are wands from Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. So let's start with, obviously, Newt Scamander. So I have 3 of these wands. One came with the MACUSA collection from Fantastic Beasts 1, which is that's this one, and it's displayed with those ones on the MACUSA stand. One came with the Fantastic Beasts 2 collection, which, because I don't like having doubles in my display, it's in storage. But I also have one because I got into an argument online about what the core of Newt's wand is. Because as you can see, it's hollow. It's an ash wand with a mother of pearl lining. The replica, the hole stops about 1 inch in, but in the movie you can actually see when he turns towards the camera in the bank scene that the wand is actually a lot more hollow. Newt is a magizoologist. He cares about magical creatures. I don't think that he would take animal parts and put them into a wand, which is what most wands are made out of. So my hypothesis was that the swooping evil that Newt keeps up his sleeve places its own feathers into this hollow part of Newt's wand while Newt is using it. So he can have the feathers from a magical creature be the core of his wand, but not bring any harm to that magical creature. Made the mistake of mentioning it on a comment section on a Reddit, and I got roasted. So I'm like, I'm gonna prove you wrong, and I bought Newt's wand and it was just hollow for the 1st inch. I'm still sticking by my theory, so that's why I have 3 of Newt's wand. Next is another one of my favorite ones. This is Porpentina Goldstein. I have 2 of these wands. One was another Depression buy, but this one came with the MACUSA collection. It's a very plain wand, it's a very heavy wand, it's a very standard wand, it's perfect for the character. And I use this wand in my cosplays when I'm playing a very straight-laced character. But if I'm playing any variation of myself, I just use Ginny's wand. So I really like this wand. Next we have Percival Graves. This one and Lita Lestrange's wand, I got confused at first. Couldn't tell them apart, but now I can, obviously. Percival Graves, very strong, very menacing wand. Perfect for the character. Say what you will about Fantastic Beasts, the series, or the controversy surrounding it, or the book. I think Colin Farrell has been in a lot of subpar movies, but he is consistently the best part out of all those movies. I loved Percival Graves' character in Fantastic Beasts. It would have been so exciting if he was Grindelwald. Like if nobody knew what Grindelwald looked like, but it just turned out to be Colin Farrell. Like he didn't transform to Johnny Depp, and then we had just Colin Farrell for the next 4 movies, but it is what it is. It's an okay wand. It came with the collection, I guess. Sorry, off topic. This is Goldie's wand, another mother of pearl wand. This is as 1920s as it gets. This is an Art Deco wand. This is a Flapper Girl wand. This is 100% a product of its time. It's a very cool design. I have a friend that's super into architecture, so I feel like if she were to ever see my wand collection, God forbid, because I'm a nerd, but only like on the internet. I think she would love the design details on this one because it's just so reminiscent of Art Deco and the style of architecture from that time. Finally, we have Serafina Picquery's wand. This is another product of its time. The design surrounding the pink gem crystal, whatever it is, looks exactly like the Chrysler Building. It is 100% a 1920s Art Deco wand. You can see the metal core going through the middle of the wand. So just as a reminder, these Noble Collection wands are made out of resin, hard plastic, with a metal core. So you can see the metal core inside of Serafina Picquery's wand. Now we move on to the big stuff. Some of the most recent additions to my wand collection are the big ones. This is Rubeus Hagrid's wand. Okay, so I've gotten conflicting information about this. Some say that this is the wand. Some say that there are fragments of a wand in here. I'll have to reread the books and find out, or you can let me know in the comments below, because there's comments below. I never get any, but if you know if this is a wand or pieces of wand, let me know in the comments down below. This is a fully functional, I don't have a lot of space here, a fully functional umbrella. It is very small. I wouldn't use it practically as an umbrella, but it's supposed to be a tiny umbrella. Or maybe it's a full-size umbrella and I'm just a giant. The entire handle of the umbrella looks like a wand, like a baton-style wand. Oh, look at that, we're using new vocabulary. The whole handle looks like a wand. From the handle all the way to the tip, even though it has the metal thing on it, it does look like top of a wand. I haven't tested it, but I am told that this is also waterproof, so it works as an umbrella as well. So that is Hagrid's pink umbrella slash wand, maybe. The other big one, it's not going to fit on camera, is Lucius Malfoy's wand. So this is a walking stick and a wand. I've wanted a wand cane ever since I knew what wand canes existed, but I wanted to make my own because I don't like this snake. The wand's okay. Hold on, I'm learning new things. This is not supposed to unscrew, is what I just learned right now, and I broke it. We're back. Remember at the beginning of the video when I said that Remus Lupin has weight in the handle of his wand to keep it in the palm? This is solid metal. Just the wand part of this is heavier than even Hagrid's whole umbrella. The teeth are actually pointy. This is a hefty, hefty, hefty wand. Background of this wand, this is not actually Lucius Malfoy's wand. He has another wand that is normal Ollivander's baton style wand. This is a family heirloom that was passed down for generations in the Malfoy family. Lucius took a lot of pride in this wand. He wanted to pass on this wand to his son. He let use his wand, his treasured family heirloom wand, and so there goes the family heirloom. And then for the rest of the time, Lucius had to use his school wand, which is the plain baton style wood wand. So that's it for the replica wands that I have on display. Next we have the interactive ones. So I'll start with my favorite, Ginny Weasley's wand, best design. This is the second interactive wand that I ever got because, you know, I need to have Ginny Weasley's wand. I carry this one most of the time when I go to the park, if I'm not carrying my first interactive wand, which is this one, kind of. So in my interactive wand video, I said that you can get wands for super cheap on eBay if you don't mind waiting and they're a little bit used, and that's fine. I got this years before I ever even went to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. As soon as I learned that they were doing interactive wands, I wanted to know everything I needed to know about it. So I got one so I could figure it out, and I watched YouTube videos on how to use it to control your computer. I never did anything with that because I'm not smart enough. But that's not this wand. The wand that I got was thinner, it was lighter, and it had a massive crack going all the way around the middle. I lent this wand to one of my friends, and that crack turned into a chunk that fell off, and you could see the white resin inside, you could see the metal rod inside, and the lens, which in my interactive wand video I said it's very careful that you don't get this scratched, was completely scratched. I went to Ollivander's and I asked them if they could repair it, and they repaired it. I ordered this as soon as the interactive ones started at the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, and I traded it in last year. They've changed their wands, so this is a completely different wand. Like I said, this one is thicker than the other one, it's heavier than the other one. It's the new style of wand. It is a reed wand, which I didn't really pay attention to because when I got it, it was just the cheapest one that was available. But since going to Ollivander's later, I learned that reed fits my personality really well. So I'm glad that this wand found its way to me, and I'm glad that I've been able to hold on to it for years. This one is Bellatrix Lestrange's second wand. This one was another depression buy. I was at the park with my family and just, it happens. I thought that I would like it a lot more when I got it. I didn't really test it out before buying it. You may have noticed in my other videos, I tend to hold a wand like this. I know it's not like the most secure way of holding a wand, but I'm more comfortable like this. So you'd think that a wand like this would lend itself to a weird holding, but really it doesn't. I think that all of the Death Eater wands go out of their way to look very, very evil, which, while it's great for, appearances that evil people have evil looking weapons, it's not great for practical purposes. I think I've used this wand in the park maybe once. It doesn't fit into the wand holsters that I have, and it takes up a lot of space in the bags and the lockers because it's curved. It's nice looking, but I don't use it all too often. The next are these two. These kind of go in tandem. For the Ollivander's wands, which are different from the character wands, as I said in my interactive wands video, this is the shortest Ollivander's wand that you can get, and this is the longest Ollivander's wand that you can get. It's about 11 inches, this is about 14 inches. Yes, there is a safety strap. I'm sure you've seen the memes about how Harry Potter only knows how to use Expelliarmus.
Expelliarmus! Nice one, James!
And Voldemort easily win if you just put a little wrist strap on his wand. When you're juggling a lot of stuff, when you're handling a lot of people, you can't always, put the wand all the way back in the holster, put the wand all the way back in the bag. So sometimes for a split second, you just need to let it fall. So these both had wrist straps on them, but the wrist strap on this wand fell off. It just came off, so it wasn't a very good wrist strap. But this one has the wider edge of the handle, so the wrist strap's not going anywhere. This one is the Oak wand from Ollivander's. This one is the Hawthorn wand. One of them is meant for teachers, I think, or wise people, and one of them is meant for empathetic people, so they both still fit my personality. There's some Barnum effect for you. We're down to the final stretch. The last of the wands that I have on display are right front and center under my TV on an official Universal Studios Wizarding World of Harry Potter wand stand, and that is these two. This is the 2019 Collector's Edition interactive wand for Universal Studios, and this is the 2020 Collector's Edition interactive wand from Universal Studios. This one I just sort of impulse bought. This one I went looking for. As soon as Universal Studios opened after it had closed for the pandemic, I went to the Universal Studios store in City Walk looking for this wand. They said they didn't have it, it was only available in the parks. So I went to the Universal Studios store inside of Universal Studios. And they said they didn't have it, it was only available at Ollivanders. So I went to Ollivanders. And they said, we've been sold out for weeks, we don't have it. I'm like, fine, it's fine. Maybe they'll get it back. I'll keep checking Reddit. And if they do, I'll try to get one. So I just went about the rest of my day and I found myself in the Owl Post in Hogsmeade. And I was just looking around. And I saw a black and gold wand on a display stand, like at the cash register. And I looked at the wand master there and I said, what's this wand? And she said, that's our 2020 collector's wand. And I said, do you have any available for purchase? And she said, yes, we do. And I said, I would like to purchase one, please. And she said, okay. And she gave me the last one that they had in the store, besides the display, the last one in a box. And so I got the last 2020 collector's edition from Universal Orlando Resort for like a month until they restock them. Now they're in all the stores and I see the signs and I see the display case and I'm like, well, at least I got mine. So 2019 and 2020 are the only collector's editions ones that Universal Studios have. Before that, they had special collector's ones for Harry Potter celebrations. I haven't been able to find affordable Harry Potter collector's ones from the celebrations. So 2019 and 2020 are going to start my collection. I don't know if I will ever be back to Orlando, back to Universal Studios at a point in time where I can get the 2021, 2022, etc. collector's wands. That is my wand collection. That is the wands that I have on display. These will be packed up. These will be put into a suitcase, brought to my new place, and put on display again. The reason that I specify that these are the ones that are on display is because I also have ones that are not on display. The knockoff ones that I talked about in my wand quality video, I have more than just the ones that I show in the video. This is my reject wand bag. I have all the knockoff ones here, but I have another dozen ones there. I also have the ones that I regularly use for cosplay and just for general use. So I have 2 Ginny wands because it's my favorite in case one breaks. I have my 2 extra Newt wands, which I already talked about why I have 3 Newt wands. I have my extra Tina Goldstein wand. Those are packed into my suitcase. By the time you see this video, I will be living in Canada and those wands will be with me, but the ones that you've seen in this video will not. They will be coming to me at a later time. So that is my wand collection. You guys have been asking for it, now you know. Thank you so much for joining me on this adventure through wand lore, and I will see you guys in the next video.